In this episode, I am joined by an events host and a lifestyle and beauty influencer. But I heard she is also a business owner herself. This is another conversation that speaks of how building a business around your passion motivates you to keep pushing forward and survive. Okay, now let's jump in and listen to the conversation. What's up, everyone? This is Ray Baguio, and you're listening to Digitally Matters, a podcast for anything digital that really matters to you and your business. Let's start the show.
Yes, I'm Valerie Tan, as you introduced me. Basically, I'm a TV host, events host. I used to do mga talent din sa commercial. Basically, alam mo naman sa generation natin yan, di ba? You just do a lot of things din sabay-sabay.
Yeah.
And then I also vlog, yun. And I also have a beauty business for 11 years now.
Oh, okay. You mentioned about the business. So this is the same beauty business that I think I know I've known that you mentioned to me before.
Yes. It's an airbrush brand. It's called Glambox Airbrush Cosmetics. But
Yeah.
I started it kasi in 2009, 11 years ago, in 2009, I was looking for my own airbrush kit because I'm a beauty junkie. I love makeup. And then I couldn't find an airbrush brand here in the country. So I was telling my friend, I think there might be a market for it because I'm looking for it and it's not available.
Mm-hmm.
So sabi namin ng friend ko, okay, why don't we explore it and start our own makeup brand? So that's how it started. We researched, we studied, and then we sourced from abroad. And then we started our own airbrush brand, which is Glambox Airbrush Cosmetics. So it really catered to mga makeup artists and to beauty enthusiasts. And then after several years, we also expanded to affordable makeup tools. It's called Pro Studio Beauty Exclusives. It's like mga brush sets, makeup sets, tools. And then recently, we're also a distributor of a Hong Kong-based skincare, mga serums. Kasi mas skincare na yung mga tao ngayon eh.
Yeah.
So it's called Modest Skincare. That's it. Yun.
So from the way I see it, you are building a business around something that you're really passionate about and you really care so much, right?
Yes, actually with everything that I do it because I want to do it. I mean, the money, of course it's a goal, but it's secondary. The primary reason why I do things, it's because I want to do it. Lahat yun. Even this podcast, that's why I'm here, because I want to do it. It's not because of money or fame. It's really the primary reason is because I want to experience it. So, I enjoy everything that I do right now. Kahit marami siya, I enjoy it all.
That's actually a good way of running a business, making sure that you enjoy running it, or else you'll just feel every time you do something for your business, it just feels like work and it really eats up your energy, right?
I agree. To some extent, yes, it's important that you enjoy doing this business, but it's also important to know that there's a market for it. I
Okay.
mean, with regards to business and with hosting, ganyan, di ba? For example, it's something that you love to do, pero wala namang bibili, wala namang market. I mean, hindi rin siya magko-connect. So, kailangan pareho. Hindi siya pwedeng passion mo lang. Kailangan may need din for it.
Well, true.
That's my opinion,
And you mentioned about market. So just because this business of yours, Glambox, has something to do with makeup, it doesn't always immediately target everyone who loves makeup, right? Do you specify, or do you target a certain segment of the industry?
The airbrush brand, the Glambox airbrush, is very niche.
Okay.
Because you're just really targeting professionals like mga wedding makeup artists
Oh.
or TV makeup artists because you're using airbrush, the machine, so it's more expensive as compared to the traditional makeup that you see in malls.
Mm-hmm.
So, niche talaga siya. Pero the other brands that we launched the past few years, it's more mass na. So, mas malaki na yung reach niya. It at two totally different markets.
Okay.
Same siya na beauty, but it's different markets.
Okay, but it's still around the same, how to call this, industry. Like it's still around.
Yes, yes, yes. Still beauty. Yes.
The way I see it, your business, Airbrush Glam Box, is actually a well thought of business that you started. You are actually like aligning everything you do to one business, and it's actually an ideal way of putting up a business. At least everything's falling into the right places, right?
Actually, it's important that you have knowledge of the business that you're getting into.
Okay.
Uh, Although I've met entrepreneurs that started businesses that they have zero knowledge of, but they learned, they studied.
Okay.
I suggest that don't go into a business if you have zero knowledge and yun talaga, that's too high of a risk. I think it's more manageable if you enter a business that you have knowledge of, interest of, which was what I did with my beauty business.
Did you always have this knack for starting a business?
Yes, yes. When I was in elementary, I would buy mga keychains and then resell it in school. But
Okay.
small time lang, maybe just for a short period of time. It wasn't a long-term thing. So I felt there was some entrepreneurial spirit in me when I was younger. And then this business I pursued medyo after college na.
Are there certain people who really inspired you and really got a lot of learnings from in terms of running your own business? Do you have certain mentors or people you look up to
Mm,
or you get mentorship from probably?
Actually, it was more of our own experience throughout the years. My friend and I did take up management in Ateneo.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we were course mates. So we took up management and then my friend also took up MBA also in Ateneo. So, kumbaga meron ng foundation for management, for entrepreneurship, but also with our exposure with family businesses. My friend, yung family niya has a business and then my family has a business pero it wasn't naman very successful. It was just sakto lang.
Okay.
Sakto lang. But I guess the interest was there and then yung Filipino Chinese upbringing of people expect you to have a business. So parang I guess subconsciously it was implanted on our head. So
Wow.
that's how we started the business. And we had one aunt who was a mentor, pero very, very minor lang, hindi naman siya hands-on mentor. But she gave us pieces of advice
Mm.
on how to source, ganyan, etc., etc. And then after that, it yung school namin was really the experience na throughout the years doing things na, mali pala, okay, let's do this. Okay, mali pala to, adjust. Okay, this worked, let's continue. Okay, this worked. And throughout the years, syempre, the mistakes, it was an expensive mistake kasi it's money di ba?
Mm.
Minsan malulugi ka, pero okay lang. I mean, you still continue.
During the pandemic, any challenges you and your partners or your partner are experiencing?
At first, syempre there were some issues kasi, 'di ba, makeup it's not essential. So for some time, for a couple of weeks, it wasn't available.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then some of our materials are sourced abroad. So there were some delays in the delivery.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, okay naman. Okay naman. We are surviving. So okay naman.
I
Yeah,
think
and then we plan to expand pa more kasi obviously people are buying online. So if that's where the market is, that's where you go.
I agree with you. I think that the keyword these days is like you mentioned, surviving, right? Everyone needs to survive at least to get through this.
Yeah, true, true. Actually, what I read somewhere that as long as you survive this pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
it's already considered as profit. And
Oh,
that's true.
okay.
It's true. I mean, don't think of profit anymore. Just your goal is just to survive this pandemic. Kasi the next few months, we can expect a lot of businesses going through a hard time. I mean, 'di ba? Mahirap talaga. I think for sure, more than 50% of businesses are really suffering. Syempre, may ibang industries are really doing good, 'di ba? Like groceries. Yan, 'di ba? There are different industries, pero most industries are really having a hard time now. So, I guess the objective for professional, meaning businesses, and also for persons to survive this pandemic.
Yeah, I agree. Now, regarding your business, when you deliver your goods, do you get your profit or your sales from online transactions, or do you also have like stalls or shops, physical stores?
We're mostly online. We're mostly online. We used to have a store, we used to have a showroom where we held airbrush makeup classes around 7 or 8 years ago. But then we closed it down because the rent was too high.
Mm.
So we just focused online ever since.
Let me go to your other persona here, Val. You're a freelance host and a lifestyle and beauty blogger, right? Or vlogger.
Yes, yes, yes.
How's the business? Are you getting a lot of events still?
Events definitely, starting February, it all stopped because, of course, events are mass gatherings.
Uh,
So it wasn't allowed. But it's okay. It's for everyone's safety.
mm-hmm.
And what I realized throughout this whole thing is that it's really important to not put all your eggs in one basket. So I'm very grateful that I have like several sources of income. So
Mm-hmm.
for example, yung event hosting na wala. Okay lang, I have my business. I also have TV hosting, medyo continuous pa din siya. And then now there are webinars. So these things na na parang kinalat ko yung resources ko ganyan.
Uh,
It helps cushion things right now.
I've learned that ever since you were a kid, you've always wanted to be a host. And now that live events are either non existent or are really limited, did you make some kind of a pivot just so you can also still be doing some hosting gigs?
Yeah, I actually before the pandemic started,
Mm.
I was already on board for Shop TV.
Ah,
So ngayon continuous lang ulit naman siya after the pandemic. So parang they're just like safety rules
ah,
on set. So I mean, tuloy pa din naman siya, pero it's just a new normal in the sense that there are less people on the set,
that's right.
and
That's right.
then may social distancing. So, meron pa din. I mean, yung live events lang ang nawala. But TV hosting, it's still ongoing. And then yung live events naman, they just moved to webinars.
Ah, yeah. Oh,
Ayun. So, nag-iba. Parang nag-evolve lang. Nag-evolve because of the times.
okay, good, good.
I'm sure some of my colleagues also are doing the same because I see some other events hosts that are moderating webinars. Kasi mga companies naman,
Mm.
if wala silang events, they have to have something, right? So, they also hold the webinars and they need a moderator for that. And it's not easy to moderate it. Of course, you'd prefer to have someone who has experience in hosting. So that's where the events hosts come in and they become moderators. So that's good din naman.
And some events hosts, I believe, are also starting their own podcast. But how do you deal with all these things? Do you have like some sort of a productivity routine, or you follow a certain rule in terms of how to manage all the things that you need to do in one day?
I used to get very stressed because there's so many things to do. But what I did was really to schedule everything per day. So for example, Monday I'm just going to do my glam box business stuff. That's everything I'm going to do. Tuesday I'm just going to vlog. Wednesday I'm just going to do social media content. Thursday I'm gonna do my business again. So I don't feel guilty if I just put aside some work first to focus on other stuff. So it has been very helpful for me to have this sort of schedule and routine.
And how do you manage your schedule? Do you use like a physical planner, like a Starbucks planner or of some sort?
Calendar on the phone.
So not really. Are you a fond of tools or apps helping you to be productive on stuff?
No, I'm not really that techie. I don't know if techie is the word, but I'm not really very techie, so I just use Google Calendar. That's
Okay.
it. And then I actually have like a white bond paper and make my own make my own calendar also for other stuff that I have to do. But that's just it. Very simple lang.
Wait, you come up with your own calendar. You create your own calendar.
Yeah, I write it down. Yeah, I write it down. Yeah.
Oh,
Like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. It's super old school. Old school. Maybe people do that 20 years ago. I still do it.
which is
It
actually
really depends on yeah. It really depends on what works for you best.
mm,
Diba? I mean, it really depends, yeah.
you observe how people behave online and use. digital technology, even though you yourself are not really that techy, as you mentioned. Do you
Mm-mm.
see any particular behavior or behaviors that people are doing right now that really irks you?
Um, I've been noticing a lot of people doing the calling out or canceled culture, and especially now that's very sensitive times.
Mm,
So when people make mistakes, when people tweet something wrong,
yeah.
a lot of people bash them. I mean, I'm okay with calling out people and correcting them and educating them, right?
Mhm.
But for other people to call them names or to go below the belt, that is something that I really disagree with the this whole canceled culture. But I'm okay with calling out people to correct them.
Yes.
'Di ba? Kasi sometimes naman, what you said is something so ignorant and then you influence a lot of people. Of course, people have to call you out so that they can correct you. But if other people go join in and then call you names, call you Bobo, call
Oh,
you whatever names, that's something to me it's very bothersome because you can correct people without really being rude to them. That's my opinion.
which is not really bad, because if you really are for that person to improve, then you come up with a constructive criticism or constructive feedback. But if you're already ganging up on that person, then it no longer reflects on the mistake of that person you're ganging up on, but it already reflects on the personality of the people ganging up on that person. Before I let you go, could you give us or give me a piece of advice, or share with us your guiding principles that have helped you in, running your business or still surviving after all these years in the industry?
This is in the business perspective, no? Basically, I guess just being on top of the market, just knowing what the market needs, just being sensitive to it. For example, now, di ba, people won't be wearing makeup because they'll be wearing face masks. So you adjust your product or your priorities to other products. So hindi na kami masyado magpo-focus sa makeup, magpo-focus na kami, siguro pwedeng eye makeup lang or skincare naman. So I
Mm.
just be on top of things as an entrepreneur, and always be kind to your employees because I mean, the business won't be there without your employees. Take care of them, and then in return, they will also take care of the business.
How can people find you? How can they reach you if they want to do business with you? Where can they reach you?
I'm all over social media. I'm very easy to reach.
Okay.
You can just look for me on Facebook. It's Valerie Tan. Slash Business Valerie Tan on Facebook.
Mm.
Miss Valerie Tan on IG and YouTube. And that's it.
So that wraps up our show. That's it for now, and thank you for listening to this episode. I hope you'll join me again next time here on Digitally Matters. This has been Ray Baguio, and until next time, ciao.